so don't feel uncomfortable.
Got you.
Well, yeah, you gotta introduce yourself first.
Oh.
What's up? This is the homie Jamaar.
Jamaar Hawkins, I-64 Sports, formerly Recruit 757,
Formerly a whole bunch of stuff.
Junior Pilot, but yeah, now I-64 Sports.
So we was talking a little bit behind the scenes, but you was explaining how you started.
Right. So I started with the Virginia Pilot back in 2014. I was originally a high school sports correspondent with them, which means I was basically part-time. Freelance. I was basically freelance, and I got a chance to do basketball, baseball, football. I did a little bit of everything, but the pay didn't equate the work and then what I really wanted to do. You know, so like say you're talking $50 an article. That's really nothing. I mean, that's really nothing. So and you know, I felt like I wasn't really making the impact that I wanted to do. It's certain things you can't do when you're working with as part of a bigger company. So that's when I left and. I didn't start Recruit 757, but I took over the basketball side of Recruit 757 in 2015. So I think like what we're talking about, man, it just to me is better. Ownership is better than coming and working underneath a bigger brand. That's something that I've always been particular about, owning what I do. Because I mean, just the times we live in, it just works out better. So.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Well, I was saying that. A lot of the other videographers, they went to other brands because they was getting money, or they was getting the fast money from them instead of working their way up, I guess. Right. And I felt like Andrew was probably the best videographer that make videos in this area, for sure. Right. Or him and LaRussa. And I feel like if I was known when they had Make Plays, I wouldn't have done that. I mean, I don't know how they stay where they were, or if they living on their own, or... I mean, I know they both younger than me. Right. You know what I'm saying? I got a kid. I even though I got another job, I wanted to own something and build my own way. And
but how much was the split financial? How much was it like personal? Like it could have been personal. The reason why they're not together. So I mean, we don't know the story.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like we understand like they split up and we both feel that was a great opportunity. But again, it goes back to who's going to take the guaranteed money and who's going to want to see the long road. Yeah. You know, like what you've done to brand yourself, even with this, that's being able to see the bigger picture. How many people want to do that? Put in that sweat equity to do that, like what we doing on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? You shooting a podcast on a Sunday, and it's a lot of work. You got kids, you got your kid. I got 2 kids. How many people want to do that? Some people are just comfortable, they want to be comfortable, a part of a larger network. And Andrew's very talented. Andrew can stand on his own. LaRusse, they could have stood on their own, but it just was better for them, to take what they took.
So why I-64 Sports? When you wanted to just break away from the other companies?
What really happened, man? I was with like I said, I was with Recruit 757, and I actually was with Jarcam. Jarcam and like get me recruited.
That was just over the summer, like
right over the summer, man. Like we did backtracking. I did the Hampton Roads Youth Sports Awards, which was the inaugural event here, and I did that under Jarcam. So eventually what happened is just keeping it 100. Man, I don't feel like I got the backing that I should have gotten from my business partner. He was a behind the scenes guy, but in certain things you need him to step forward, and he wasn't trying to do that. It was some events that I wanted to do. He didn't want to be a part of it, so just kind of eventually we just broke apart, So I started I-64 Sports. The reason why I called it that, actually I was just driving from North Carolina one day, and I was just like,
just staying on
no. Well, actually I wasn't. I was on 95. I was on 95, right? So I was just like, man, what connects all of us? I was like, what connects like VA? What connects 757? Like, what can connect everything? I'm like, Interstate 64. That connects. Basically, they connect 757 to Richmond. You keep going, you go to Charlottesville. So that was my thing of connecting the whole area, and that's kind of what I want to do with I-64 Sports. I mean, we know what goes on in the area. You talk about competition, like competitive things, and that's not really the point I'm at. That's not really where I'm at this point. I'm more of about connecting people and getting the resources out, and that's really more what I do. So. With I-64 Sports, that's why we started with football. We didn't even start with basketball. We started with football.
But football is money maker out here, I feel like, anyway.
Right, it is. And it's also it was a way so I can separate and get people to understand like he's not just doing something with same thing he did with Recruit 757. It's a little bit different. And like I said, we started with football, which we started with the Legacy Bowl. Legacy Bowl was December 29th.
I heard that was dope. I heard you had people come from North Carolina, right?
We almost had 1,000 spectators at an event like that. That was amazing. So we had, the format was DMV versus North Carolina. We had about 100 or so kids from North Carolina that came. It was dope, man. It was a real dope. First ever event, Norfolk Christian. Norfolk Christian allowed us to play it there. Because a lot of people, man, I'm just being real, it's like, you know, when you're working with city officials and, you know, your event conflicts with the event that they're already tied into, that's what I ran into with the city of Norfolk. So, you know, I do a lot of stuff with the city of Norfolk, but at certain points, you know, you kind of button heads with the, you know, the lead people, the people at the top, what I call them. So
yeah,
I had to move the event.
We having that trouble now, like. We started like a non-profit as well, and just trying to get a gym to have our event in. Lord, you would see. I would think it would be easy. You just pay for a gym. How many hours you want? No,
Bingo.
Way like more than that.
Man, it's funny, man. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna give y'all the exclusive. I'm gonna give you the exclusive. So I actually just went through that with Granby. I do my own Winter Hoops Classic. I did it at Granby. I did that Granby January 26th. So, you know, speaking of the building situations, sometimes it's easier, you know, to get a building if you go through the athletic director or you go through the coach, because it's, you know, certain things you can get around. You kind of get around the system. So we attempted to do that with Granby. Granby athletic director is a grade A asshole, you know, so he kind of told people that was his event. So yeah, I'm gonna give you the exclusive, so you can put it out. I don't care, you put it out if you want to. He told people that his event, and I had to fight them legally to actually have the rights to my own event, right? So it's crazy, right? But going back to piggybacking on what you said, you know, you would think it would be so easy when you have people that just want to do good stuff. And I'm from Norfolk. I went to Granby. I went to Granby. I was a student of Granby, you know. So, but that's the area that we live in. That's the game that we're playing. Is like, you know, sometimes you're playing a game that people don't want you to win, and they want to make it impossible for you to win, and that's what I faced. You know, I faced it in 3 years.
I feel it. That's why I haven't thrown like high school event and I always told you like I don't need to set up a meeting with you just to pick your brain on how to do something like that, like how to do an all-star event, because I know that a lot of the kids you can't play into all-star events, but does that really count when the kids ain't the top tier players? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure they
who's tracking that, who's tracking that, right?
So
yeah, it's tough, man. I think a lot of people, they look at it from a financial aspect, like, okay, I want to have a tournament because we're having teams in all day and we're going to make a whole lot of money. Man, it's a headache. Like even with the Winter Hoops Classic, I started this process probably around this time last year, seeing which teams wanted to play, you know, where to host the event. I'm not a coach, so even going back, where am I going to host the event? So you're dealing with Northview. Right, it was at Northview first, then it was at Lake Taylor, and in the past 2 years it's been at Granby. Next year it'll actually be in Pennsylvania. So actually moving it to Chester, Pennsylvania. They're moving to Chester, Pennsylvania. It'll be at Tyreek Evans Old High School. Okay. Yeah, so it moving, you know, just the end of the day, man, just like I said, keeping it 100, man. I'm just tired of dealing with the politics, and I just want to do good stuff for the people here, and it's not anything to do with like the coaches or anything like that. It's just the higher ups. You know, I'm tired of fighting city officials, and it shouldn't be that way. Well, we just want to do good stuff for the kids, and like I said, I know we've talked in the past about the stuff that you want to do for the kids, and you know what stuff that I've done for the kids, and it's just like they don't want us in there, like they don't want us in the club. So like, what do we do?
Well, that's why I got my friend Darius that I played basketball with, because he kind of in that realm because of his job at ODU, so he knows a lot of. He's getting to know a lot of those people, and that's why I have him, because he's a big help with all that stuff.
He's the face.
Yeah, I'm behind the scenes. I'm behind the scenes. I'm making sure the numbers is right. All that stuff. What gyms we could do, because he don't know a lot of the athletes out here no more, because he's more on the college level now. But he does the business side, and I do the, we gonna get this kid, and I just school in the game, and then he puts in the game. And that's how we work together.
So is it tough? Let me ask you a question. Is it tough being a black videographer?
Is it? Yes, 100%. And that's why I love Twitter, because, like, I could walk in try to go somewhere and use the media pass that the city of Virginia Beach allowed me to get, show it to a school, I'm not going to name no schools, but show it to a school, and then they'll be like, we don't accept that, or something like that. Right. And I'll be like, crazy, well, it says Virginia, it says VHSL up there. And they'd be like, so? We don't accept that.
It's crazy.
And then a lot of the other videographers that go, they don't even have passes.
Facts.
Facts. They ask me. Facts. They be like, hey, do y'all got a pass? Or they be asking me, hey, is it cool to go to the school? I'll be like, yeah, I just show my pass.
Right.
But you gotta have a pass. You gotta have something.
Right.
But baseline, like trying to get on the baseline. That's why I told you my first year, I paid for every game I went to.
Right.
Every $7. It cost me $107 the whole year.
Right.
I paid for every game. And a lot of, even my own high school that I graduated from wouldn't let me sit on the baseline. And then I'll see the news on the baseline. It was like, yo, I'm doing the same thing as them.
Same exact thing. And they don't have a pass at all.
Yeah. It was like, I'm doing the same exact thing as them. But that's why I tried to like wear sweats or wear a button-up shirt. I don't know. Like, I actually started wearing khakis because Matt Hatfield wore khakis every time I
felt like you had to fit in.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would wear like a jacket or whatever. And I felt like I had to look the part, even though it's no looking the part.
Right. Because there is no part.
You want to be comfortable so you can get the best shots. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
yeah,
I haven't had that. It hasn't been that bad. I feel like the Catholic schools and private schools are more acceptable for me to go there because they just want you to. They don't care. They just want you to.
Right.
But the public schools would be the problem.
Right. I'm gonna tell you, like, when I first faced that. Actually, I faced it twice. My first time was when I was with the pilot. When I went in the Indian River with that old athletic director.
Oh my God!
And the thing, but you know what? And I'll tell you this: it wasn't even a race thing. It wasn't a race thing. He was black too. He's more of a by the book.
I know his name.
Right. He's a by the book guy, man. But I was just like you. I was like, you know what? Maybe because I'm not dressed like the way that everybody else is dressed, and actually, so from that point forward, I changed the dress code for my interns. So myself and my interns, we dressed up. We wore collar shirts and we wore khakis. But then one of my interns got turned away in Norview, you know. But it wasn't, again, he didn't have a pass, so it wasn't, I'm a Norview guy. I love Norview, so it wasn't anything like that. But I just realized, like you say, it's not about the look. Sometimes it's just the level of respect. I don't have a pass at all now. But when I go to a gym, I go in every single gym. I don't face that. Now, I will name this school, Salem, that I had a problem with, and that was on the news. Everybody saw that story. And that was the time where I felt like race came into play. Because, like you said, if I'm doing the same job, I'm dressed the same way these guys are, but you kick me out of the game, you don't let me back in, but you let these guys in, that's when race becomes an issue. And I feel like in what we do, what I do and what you do, race is always, 90% of the time it's going to be an issue. They don't respect us, but they'll respect if a white person says the exact same thing, say the same thing I said, they'll respect his word over mine. A white guy can come out with the same mixtape or same podcast, whatever it's you. Oh man, here's this such this and the third. Just because they're white, So we gotta jump twice as high. We gotta run, twice as fast to get the same place that they're getting it. And this is I respect all of these guys, but you can't sit here and tell me that these guys know any more about basketball than I do. Because I've been in the gym with them. I had these conversations with them. You can't tell me these guys can shoot better than you. You sat in the same gym they had. The difference is just color. Like what's acceptable to society is, a black sports reporter is not going to have the same credibility as a white sports reporter. Simply because people look at Jeff Goodman. Oh, he got to know what he's talking about. He's white. He's been in the game for 20 years. Jeff Goodman couldn't tell you about a V-cut. You guys couldn't tell you stuff like this, Me and Hatfield, we've fallen out before. It's different. Like there's a difference in his coverage, my coverage. There's certain things that he does and certain things that he tries to do. With us, we're going to tell you how we feel. You're going to know how we feel. You're going to know it's genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like it's genuine. So even going back to coming on your podcast, I wouldn't go on a lot of people's podcasts. It's not that relationship is not genuine. Yeah. They don't come to my events. They don't they don't write about my events. And you see it. I mean, so we can put it on the table. you know, when Jack, who was Jack with now? Prep Hoops VA, whatever?
Yeah, Preps.
I was like, okay, so a couple years ago when he was with Vantage Hoops, we started the same. I was with Recruit 757, he was with Vantage Hoops. Mm-hmm. We all used to host events. We used to do the same exact thing. Vantage Hoops, you heard of Vantage Hoops lately?
He said they sold the company, and
yeah, I
that's
bet
why
they
you
did.
with Preps now.
I bet they did. They should have. Everybody can't carry stuff. Because there was somebody that was running it before he was. But bottom line is this: when somebody starts out as competition as you and they don't support you, that tells you a lot, right? You're not my competition anymore. But you'll go to this event, you'll go to this guy's event, but you won't come to my event. Mm-hmm. I don't do fake love, so I mean, what's the point? Like, just say you don't like me, or just say, you know what I'm saying? But don't make it seem like what you do is better than what I do. You do the same exact thing that I do. Mm-hmm. You know, so, but like I said, that's what we face. That's exactly what we face.
So, explain the Salem situation that for people that don't know what happened at the Salem High School.
So what happened was, I believe this was 2016. It might have been 2016. When I was still with Recruit 757, I was covering a game at Salem, a football game, and it was drizzling. It was a little light rain that day. So initially when I came into the game, I had my bag with me, which I keep all my equipment in. And I don't know, you might have a bag like that as well, but I have a bag that I keep all my equipment in. So I'm going into Salem. I'm like, you know what? This ain't gonna be smart, you know, because I had to be out in the field that day. So let me go before the game starts. Let me go walk back to my car, take the bag, and then come back into the gym. So, come back onto the field. So after I left the gate, and I was trying to come back into the gate, the athletic director, I think his name is Mark Harrison, he stopped me. Hey, you can't come back in here. I'm like, why can't I come back in here? Now, he made some whole big ordeal. You can't re-enter, and I was like, man, look, I'm a media person, so, you know, I don't think we play by the same rules as a typical fan. So there was, you know, a little bit of confrontation. So his thing was, oh, you're not going to disrespect me by walking through this national anthem. So then that's when it came out. He thought that I was, you know, that was around the time as the national anthem, Kaepernick thing. So he thought that I was trying to, you know, protest. And I was like, bro, I don't have time to stop and wait for the anthem to be done and then come back, because by that time the game's going to be started. So I have to be there when the game starts. So it was just like a real big issue. Eventually it made it to the news, which we had I actually met with Salem's principal, and we kind of came to agreement where he didn't actually say the athletic director was wrong, but that he didn't have the power to do what he did. So we kind of made an agreement that I could come back if I wanted to, but at a certain point, like as a man, you just feel disrespected. And it's like, why would I want to come there? Why would I want to cover that if that could potentially happen again?
Yeah.
You know, that was embarrassing. And that was embarrassing. Like, you don't treat me any different than you treat the guys from Channel 3 or Channel 10. We all do the same job.
But you see at every event, media people, they're going to take pictures, they're going to take video.
Right.
Like when they show the national anthem on TV or at any sport events, you see it because the media people are still working.
Because we're working. We're working. We're not the fans. Like, so what do you expect us to do? You know, but again, just being real, that was race. That was race. You don't know what my plans were. And I had a media pass on. But what you saw was you saw a young black guy. He's not going to show me up. Okay, well, was that worth it? Because then you're on the news. You look bad on the news. And so was that really worth it? You know, but at the point, like I said, that's exactly what we face. And I'm a realistic person. I know that. I work hard. I bust my ass. You know, I don't take any shortcuts. I don't. I mean, we can't afford to. So, I mean, it is what it is. You know.
What was the incident that happened at Indian River?
At Indian River, what happened was this is when I was still with the pilot. So I had with the pilot, they gave me like a card. It was like a laminated card. It's kind of like a business card, but it shows like, okay, he's here to cover the game, such and such. He, evidently the AD, he had never seen me. So he was like, well, who are you, blah, 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 blah. He actually ended up calling my boss at the pilot. He called the editor, Jamie Frankenberry, at the pilot, and was like, who is this guy? I've never seen him before, blah, 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 blah.
Just trying to use that with the
pilot. Just trying to get in there. So I was like, listen, do you think I would show up to this game? It was like Indian River versus... I have no idea. It was like the worst game, bro.
The same thing.
And it wasn't even like this. It wasn't this Indian Rivers team or even last year. It was 2-3 years ago. And they were like horrible. So it was just, but that's the same thing you said. Like, there's no look. There's like what do you want me to look like to be able to fit in here? You know, so yeah, it was just crazy, but we worked it out, man. We ended up, once he knew me, he let me in all the time. The new AD is cool. But yeah, those ADs, man, they're like the wardens of those schools, right?
See, I take it as, when I went to Indian River, I did the same thing. I went to the game. I showed my pass, and the AD was standing there, and he was like, the media people call before they come.
Right.
And I was like, what? I ain't never had to call no school. I just show my media pass, and then
right.
I usually just get let in. And then he was like, nah, we can't let you in. And I was like, all right. I was like, no problem. I was like, may you ask me, what is your name, sir? And then he told me his name. And then I went to Twitter. I was like, unfortunately, kids, I'm sorry. I mean, all the kids that wanted me to show up to your Indian River game, I'm sorry, but I won't be attending any more Indian River games, and that's due because of the disrespect your AD. He wouldn't let me in and I had on a media credential, and he wouldn't let me in. And I haven't been to Indian River game at Indian River since.
They have new AD now. So.
Yeah, and I always try to just blame it on the kids, because I mean not the kids, the person that don't let me in, and then I'm happy that happened, because I went to the Oscar Smith Western Branch game, and that's when Kendall hit what's his name, but his son is on the bench at Oscar Smith, and I'm like, maybe he just wanted me to go to the Smith game.
Ain't that something? Like, we're just millionaires off this stuff.
I know, I don't know, but I always just try to blame it on like that, but and then recently they let me in the game, but it was Cox versus Kellum, and a little shoving match happened at the end of the game. Yeah. And I usually show all of the full game footage. Right. So I got a whole bunch of phone calls, and I heard that Kellum tried to use my footage to get the Cox player suspended. Right. And now can't go to any more Kellum games. Like, I don't like that. I'm trying to help y'all kids
I'm just
to go to the next.
Guy.
Yes, I'm trying to help y'all kids go to the next level.
Right.
But then I also got one of my friends hit me up and said that one of the Cox assistant coaches said that's why I hate them mixtapes faggots, because I put that footage out. So can't go to no more Cox games. Damn. I mean,
they want all the smoke with you.
It's like I'm trying to help your kids, or at least do what you're not doing, or you're not showing. You know what I'm saying? Right. And we supposed to be working all together. Right. To get your kids to the next level. But I guess they don't see it like that. Right. They think I'm just trying to do what I do to get views, and I'm ain't looking for no clout. Right.
Do you face that from like the news channel people too? You think you facing that?
Not really. I don't really speak to none of them. I mean, I say how you doing. The ones that I see all the time, I just say how you doing, but that's about it. Even when I go to ODU games, I mean, they know where I be sitting. Yeah. They don't ask me to move. No, nah. Yeah,
you get when new people come in, you size them up like, oh man, it's just another guy with a camera. Like, how you do that?
No, you know what? It's crazy. I think a lot of people have been respecting my work lately because I don't follow the same kid all the time. I try to go to every as many games as I can, and a lot of the new people that start doing it, like when Beyond the Ball started doing it, when Tank Athletics, now Underrated, they always ask me advice. They ask me, can I help them get media passes, who to talk to? And I be looking out, man. I mean, all that's gonna do is I ain't gotta go to that many games no more. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I feel.
That's all it is.
Y'all go to them Kingsport games, because I am not driving 45 minutes.
And Kingsport got a good team.
Great
Even
team.
Lakeland got a good team right now. Yep. But when they come play Oscar Smith for Indian River, maybe I can come check them out.
I see y'all then. I ain't driving the down route.
I mean, you want to, but a lot of the kids don't understand that I'm driving. I'm wasting my gas to drive. Right. I might have to get off earlier from my job to get to your job. I mean, to get to your school, and then who how do you think I'm getting paid from what I'm doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I mean, I'm trying to find ways to monetize my videos and all of that. And a lot of the kids want Instagram videos, 1 minute Instagram videos. You can't monetize Instagram videos.
It's not doing anything for me.
Yeah, it's not doing nothing for me. But a YouTube video might. But they don't understand the YouTube circumstances and the YouTube like copyright laws, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different. That's why I started doing this, because this is a way you can get. Well, a lot of episodes is an hour long, so 100, I might get 100 views, or depending on the title I put, you got watch hours, and then you got to do subscribers.
Okay.
So you got to have like, I think it's like 5,000 watch hours, and then you got to get 1,000 subscribers in a year.
Woo.
Yeah.
Get some money, get some change.
just for them to review your account for a month to see if you can start monetizing your videos.
That's a lot.
Yes, they don't understand that, and that's just video. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I'm trying to do this, because this is all original content.
Right.
Like, even if they in the layup line and a Jay-Z song is playing, like, I can't show that footage. I gotta mute it because they will be like, I won't get paid for it. It might be able to show, but Jay-Z will get paid for that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I didn't realize that.
That's why on my mixtapes I don't never use like instrumentals or songs from people like other people do, because I ain't getting paid for it.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever thought about bringing in like local artists like that would pay?
Yeah. I'm actually working on a project right now that I haven't. That's why I've been going to a lot of Churchland and Austin Smith games, because I'm working on something that's doing a lot of behind the scenes footage, and I'm gonna a lot of the local music I'm gonna be putting onto that.
Right.
So
yeah. I didn't mean to take over your interview, man. Like,
you good? We having a conversation.
Yeah, I think because I think we come from the same space, man. I think like what we both deal with. It's like I get a lot of frustration because I don't feel like us as black people, we get enough credit for what we do and kind of really shaping the culture of what's going on here. It's like when you like everybody's coming behind you. You know what I'm saying? So you really shaped this culture. You know, you guys have really shaped this mixtape culture. It's like even when I started like with the middle school, the Futures Classic, like nobody was doing middle school stuff. Now people are shooting middle school games and bringing attention to the middle school kids. You know, so but I feel like we don't get enough credit for what we do. I really feel like that, man. So
I feel like a lot of the higher up, they just don't see the power in the social media right now.
Right.
They more focused is, are you on Facebook or are you on the news?
Right.
And nobody, our generation or the younger generation that's coming up don't watch none of that. No. And they ain't on Facebook and they ain't watching the news unless something tragic happens.
Right, bingo, or their friends get killed or something. But they're not watching the news, but we are the culture, and like you said, the higher up, they don't understand it, they don't respect it, or But again, you seen like Puma, they signed with Chris what's his name, Chris Bickley, the trainer. They signed him to a contract. So Kevin Hart has a contract with Nike. There's ways, but I guess on a local level, we don't necessarily get the respect that we deserve. They're still like, well, what is China 3? What is the pilot? And I started with the pilot, but there's a lot of coverage that they miss. You know, they had basically one full-time person over there now. He does boys and girls.
I was at Kyrie's game the other day, and one of the news, they was doing that news story that was on the news about him, and he didn't. What I was told is he didn't know nothing about Kyrie, like nothing, like anything. Right. And I was giving them information. I was like, y'all ain't do this. They was like, nah. But they just don't be knowing. They not in tune at all.
They're not in tune. You know why? Okay.
They just
going back. Who was their intern?
But he had to tell them. He had to tell them. He had to put them on game because he knew.
Why didn't they know before? He's the intern. He's been working there, right? So the thing is, who are these people that you're hiring? Why is this person even a full-timer? Why does he have the job? If he doesn't know the best player, he doesn't know the best player in the whole peninsula. That's a problem. So how are these kids getting coverage?
Exactly. They're not.
They're not getting the coverage that they're not getting the coverage that they should be getting.
Yeah.
Again, so that's why I said the people that's really affecting this culture and can really tell you about these kids, why are they not in these positions?
Yeah.
Why aren't you giving these people a chance? You know who's affecting this culture around here, right? So give these people a chance. You know, so that's the problem, man. The kid, that's potentially the player of the year in the whole area, and you don't know who he is.
Yeah.
All right, so what are you gonna do playoff? What are we gonna do playoff time?
I know. What game they gonna be at?
What game are you gonna be at? Whatever game we tell them to go in, that's what's gonna happen, man. It's just,
that was my problem. That's why I didn't, want to work for anybody at the time while I'm doing what I'm doing, because I don't want nobody to tell me what game I'm going to.
Right.
Like a lot of like videographers working for bigger brands, you gotta go to the game that they tell you, or you're not gonna get paid.
Right.
And I ain't want to deal with that.
Right.
Even though I'm not getting paid, I'm doing something I enjoy. I'm doing something. Hopefully, in the long run, it will. Get to that level. But I ain't focused on it. I got another job that's taking care of my family. I'm good with that. Right. And then I'm doing something I love, and hopefully it will take that path. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, man. I actually talked to my guy in North Carolina. He was like, it's tough, man, the videography. He's like, nobody wants to pay us. I was like, well, guess what? You gotta make opportunity for yourself. Like that's how I kind of look at things. Like, okay, I'm not gonna get paid, like these top guys at the newspaper. So I gotta create opportunity for myself. Like I can't keep going around the same wheel. Okay, I gotta jump off, and how can I create opportunity for myself and the people around me? Because I can't pass Virginia Pilot down to my daughter. I can pass I-64 Sports. Whatever it is, I can pass that to my kids. You know what I'm saying? So to me, especially in the area we live in, just about creating opportunity and getting the kids like the proper platform is they're gonna be in the news. Like I said, a 2-minute news story, and people don't know anything about them. So what can you tell about them? There wasn't anything told that's not already known.
I know, yeah.
We already know he can dunk. We know this stuff. We've covered this guy for years. All right. What schools are recruiting him? What is the backstory? So that's the thing. That's a weird thing about media is like the dinosaurs are dying away, and you got millennials is coming like, we want our news now, bro. I don't want to wait the next day to read the newspaper. I want it now, So it's like Blockbuster, Netflix. Who's gonna die off first?
See, that's why next year I don't know if I'm gonna have the same format how I've been doing things. Like I might switch it up and do more story type people on players, and I don't know if I'm gonna cover as many games. I think people want to know about the players as much. I don't know. I think have you ever checked out like Vice Sports?
Yep.
I think I want to go into more of that role.
The chief editor of Vice Sports? Reggie Love.
Reggie
Love played at Duke. Played at Duke, 2000 team won the championship? He's worked for Obama? Yeah, he's working for President Obama. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, I mean, bro, like I wouldn't even say 5 years. Like what you're doing is going to be what they want to do. I remember when I started with the pilot, and like they weren't even doing video stuff. They weren't doing anything. They started doing that last year. Now they have to do it. They have to keep up. Now they have to do an all-star game. They weren't doing that at first.
So they're doing an all-star game?
They did it last year. Remember last year they did the public versus private school. They did
I didn't know that was
that's Joy Fund thing. That's through
the Joy Fund. Yeah. See? Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it's that's I'm gonna say politics, but that's the area that we live in. That's what happens. So with their event, it's like nobody there. But when we had the one at Norfolk Christian last year, again we got no coverage though. But that's where all the players were at. So why?
You talking about the one I was at?
The one that you did. The one that you did. So why were there no news stations there though? But they were the day before. They were all at the Joy Fund Club. So you really. Like that's why it's important that what we do, we really have to highlight and really tell what's really going on around here. Yeah, bro.
See, I wanted to do an all-star game. But I just don't know how to go about it, like getting people to do the board and all that, getting to school.
Fam.
I know, just doing all of that stuff,
Right,
like
right.
getting officials. I don't know the website to get officials.
Right.
I don't know how all of that works.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I wanted to talk to you, and I wanted to talk to you behind the scenes, but I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to do 7 Cities hoop tape versus I-64, and then and then get, I don't know how many people y'all get on the roster,
Right.
but then like ask the kids behind the scenes, do y'all want to play in this all-star joint, and they have like, I don't know, red, black, whatever teams, and then post it on Twitter, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just have these gonna be the rosters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
dope.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But because I felt like you cover everybody, I do video, and what's the most thing the kids want to see? They want to see themselves on video.
They want to see themselves on video. Right. They want to see themselves. The kids love themselves. The kids love themselves, bro.
They want to see themselves.
Social media has changed the game, man. But like you said, I would say this. Anytime you're thinking about doing an event like that, just know it's going to be a lot of work, a little bit of sleep.
I don't sleep now, man. People ask me all the time, like, how you do it? Like, the underrated kid, he just started. He asks me a lot of questions all the time. And he be like, you know, I follow your personal page as well as your social media page or your business page. Right. He be like, how you be doing all that stuff? He be like, you know, I got a girl myself. I don't have a kid, but you got a kid. And you be at more games than probably anybody in this area.
Right.
And you got a full-time job.
Right.
And you doing your podcast. Like, he was like, how you got time to edit?
Right.
He was like, editing didn't take a while, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I don't sleep. I mean, it's hard for me. I try to sleep at work. If I sleep, I sleep at work at best. And I shouldn't be, but you know what I'm saying? But
what I really had to do is, I really had to compare what I do to other successful people. Like, what is their schedule like? What are they always doing? They're always working. Yeah. Like, that's my life, you know? So if the people around me don't understand that, they're not around me anymore. You know, my family, I don't go anywhere, you know? Like, I went out last night, I promise you I had the first drink of the year. I had the first drink I had in like a year, maybe about 14 months. I had one drink, I didn't even finish it. Because I didn't want to wake up with a headache. I didn't want to be drunk. I had to go to the gym this morning. You know, so, no, I mean, you know, when people understand, like, compare yourself to the people you're competing against or who's over top of you. Like, what is their schedule like? If you can't meet their schedule, you're not ready to compete against them. Maybe he's not ready to compete against you yet because he's still looking at you like, well, how do you do all this? Instead of, well, shit, this is what the fuck I need to do. Because that's how I look at shit. Like, if I see somebody, like, they working all fucking day. When I started working out, I was with Eric Thomas. I'm listening to Eric Thomas. And he's like, I used to wake up at 5 and work out, and then I found out somebody woke up at 4 and work out. So I started waking up at 3 and working out. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to beat him. So that's where I don't necessarily pay attention to people, but look, my schedule is my schedule, and that shit ain't gonna change.
And we all got the same time.
And we all got 24 fucking hours. So like, don't fucking look at me and like, look, how do you got time to do this? I'm looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing not to be able to do this? What are you doing? You going to the club? Like, what are you doing to where you can't fully focus on what you say that you want to do with your life? If I want to be the biggest fucking event operator, then I need to do what they're doing. I need to research, I need to go out here, network, stuff like that. I ain't got time to sit around and holler at this girl, stay on the phone, get in this Facebook debate. That's time. That's you know what I'm saying?
People don't understand. I be telling my girl that. I be like, yo, time is everything. That's time. We can't get back time. You know what I'm saying? That's like the most important there. And you know, I just be trying to tell everybody they need to understand that. That's like the most valuable. Like,
you got plenty of fucking time. There's one thing about it too. You got plenty of time, bro. So I don't have a lot of money, but I got time. I got drive. You know, it's sweat equity. Like Gary Vee says, sweat equity. You know what I'm saying? How many people is gonna trade? You know, how many people want to be that successful where they're gonna put in the work? A lot of people, they look at us, like look at you, like he probably look at your mixtapes, but okay, in between the time you put that mixtape out, the time you shot that game, what did you do? Like, what did you do? How much did you edit? You look at these pictures. You put out little teaser stuff to get people, all right, I know full game going to be available in 30 minutes, but shit, it might not even be finished yet. But so between goddamn now and 30 minutes, I'm in this jank crunching up numbers and whatever footage and all that stuff. So, like I said, going back to what you saying, bro, it's just like if you want it, if he wants it, that's how he's going to look at it. Like, I need to do what Deshaun's doing because that's the level I want to be. you probably looking at, yo, I need to do what this dude is doing because that's the level that I want to be.
And people think I got people working for me.
Right.
And it's just me. I do everything.
Right.
I do everything. Good. I do everything.
That's good. So
I try to imitate. Like I don't tweet about like a lot of personal stuff or anything. I keep it straight business oriented on there.
Better than me. Better than me, bro. There's be some shit.
I don't know. With Twitter, I do that. And you know, that's why I made a different social media page.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I just like to separate the two. You know?
Right. Would you somebody gave you that advice to do that?
I don't know. I just felt like I guess I just felt like I just wanted to keep the business side on the business side. It just wasn't nothing personal. Like that's why I changed it, because at first it was my name as my Twitter page, and then I used to just put 762 tape of everything. But then I started gaining a lot more followers, and I just ain't wanna. You know how they do. You know how they read your own tweets. I don't know, just stuff like that.
I would say it's different though. Like we can tweet about something, nigga. Somebody else tweet about it. Oh, it's cool, bro. Like that's the same thing.
Like I know a lot of. Not you, but it's a lot of younger sports writers. They be tweeting and they be like about like just drinking and weed and all that. I be like, yeah, why? I don't understand. Why would you put that on your page and you're supposed to be? I'm not saying supposed to be. You should want to be more professional on there.
Right. What is the end? Like you know, in school, and I tell my kids this. I'm also a teacher. What is the end result of what you're trying to do? Like, what is the end result going to be? Okay, you got in trouble in block 1. You're going to mess up in block 2. I'm going to just be an asshole the whole day, and then when block 4 comes, I think I'm just supposed to be good. No, that's the end result that you wanted. Like, so what do you want your end result to be? If I want to be, let's say, if I want to be Jay Harris, you know, okay, so when I first start writing, I'm getting respect, but then I lose it by tweeting this stupid shit. This stupid shit. I'm never gonna get to Jay Harris. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just more important. Like, what is my end result gonna be? Somebody that I look up to. I look up to Rich Paul. I think Rich Paul is a fucking genius, especially considering where he's come from to where he is now. Rich Paul ain't got nobody fucking college. Like, he doesn't have the. I don't know if he has a degree, but he didn't go to college to be what he's doing now. You know, he just has the drive. And he just knows he's different.
Yeah.
You know, that's us. We're different. We have to get the opportunity. Like, you know, we'll get there. So no, seriously, bro. Like, seriously, bro, like, we will get there. And I, you know, tell myself this, and anybody I try to talk to, just, like, keep working. Put your head down and keep working. I tell my interns this. I've had interns I had to fire, like, within a week because of social media. They don't understand, like when I at you or whatever, you're part of my family. You're part of the team now. So if you're talking stupid stuff, like, you're making us all look bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that we're attached to. So if I put you with us, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, they work with 17 to hoop tape. Now you're messing up their brain. So
that's what I'm scared about. I don't want nobody to mess up my brain. That's why I haven't made an intern or situation and stuff like that. I don't trust nobody else.
Right. It's
with
tough.
my brand. Right. As of now, like in the developing stage, I feel like I'm still in the developing stage, so I don't want to trust nobody and messing anything up.
A bad move could cost you. Like, anything could cost you right now. Like, and I talk to my interns all the time. I have one that go to TCC, I have one at Moore, and I talk to them all the time, like, about what you tweet about, like, just being good people, you know, having a set schedule, you know, because they'll stay up to 2 in the morning and, like, okay, so you gotta go to school at 6. Like, what are you staying up that late for? You know, so it's just, having an intern is tough, but I feel like, you know, I want the culture to be different. You know, like, when we're gone and we moved on to what we're doing, I want these young people to really, you know, have that professional understanding and, you know, be at a level of respect. At the end of the day, like, the major news outlets, some of them are going to die off. Yeah. You know, there's the pilot may die off within a decade. You know, the subscription base might go down. They might die off. Who's going to step up and take over? It has to be one of us. Somebody's going to have to step in, you know, and do the thing. Look at Overtime.
Overtime blew up.
Overtime blew up in 2 years.
I like overtime, but then it's a lot of things I dislike about it.
I think they're cheesy.
Yeah,
they're cheesy. Like I think they're cheesy. I think Ball's Life is cheesy, but I you know what? It's needed. The platform is needed for the kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's needed. So there's a lot of stuff that I probably wouldn't
I feel
put
like
out there.
overtime fell into the niche where they needed that. They felt like the clout chase for the kids. Like that's good for the clout chase for the kids.
I was talking to somebody about this, like Julian Newman. Like I hate anytime I see Julian Newman highlight, bro. I'm like, why are we doing this? Why? Because at the end of the day, you're really setting that kid up. I don't know if he's not as good as those people, but everybody else does. So why we continue to
show them?
Why? I saw a video last night. They lost by 60-something points to IMG. They lost by like 60 to IMG. Why are we showing a mixtape of that? Why is that a mixtape? But that's the world we live in, you know. So, man, you just like I said, just keep grinding. You'll definitely get there. You know, you have a good mindset.
I try not to show nothing crazy. I try not to do no crazy header. I feel like everything you gotta need something for the kid to click on your video, or somebody that don't know what the video is about to click up there. But I feel like if you build your subscription up or build your following up, people gonna click anyway. But
it's so tough, man, because there's so much competition in what y'all do. So
but that's why I try to do the niche and stay in my ground.
Bingo.
76 who take. I don't go to Richmond unless they come here. I ain't going to North Carolina unless they come here. You know what I'm saying? I want the people or the kids that I know, or the kids that looked up to me when I hooped, or my friends when I hooped, or the kids that I don't see play basketball. I want them to be better than me, or have or just to love the 7x7 as much as I do. I don't want kids to leave like when they so good they feel like they gotta leave because they didn't know opportunity here. That's why.
What do you think compared to kids like when we were like our age compared to like where they at now? What do you think the difference is?
And their skill level,
skill.
I feel like there's a lot of. I feel like the skill level ain't as good, but I feel like there's those players everywhere that's just they love the game, or they're in a situation that they gotta love the game. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about the top players in this area, I know Kyrie, and I've heard stories about Kyrie, and I don't want to say his name, but I've heard stories like him, like his crazy stories, like he need to be that good. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's the only way.
Yeah, he need to be. You know what I'm saying?
And that's just reality. Like when I was 5, bro, I seen my dad get shot at. I'm from Young's Park. Like I'm from 843 Whitaker Lane, bro. That's like where I'm from. So I've seen like the worst of the worst, and that's why I grind so hard. It's like, who is from Young's Park that's worked for the newspaper? Like really worked for the newspaper, had bylines and all that shit.
So you ain't had nobody to look up to?
I had nobody, bro. The people I looked up to was drug dealers. Like we had Sweet Pea Whitaker, of course, Whitaker Lane named after him. Even him, he wasn't the best example growing up. So we didn't. There's no examples for me. I met Larry Rubama just competing in a contest with the Virginia Pop. That's how I got a shot. I didn't intern with them. It was like, look, man, I think I can do a better job than what y'all do. That's exactly what I told him. I think I can do better than what y'all do. He said, I'll give you a 1-game trial. If you can do good for that 1 game, you can come with us. It just so happened that 1 game was Josh Sweat. He got hurt. Josh Sweat's with the Eagles now. He hurt his knee. At the time, he sprained his ACL or something like that. At the time, he was the #1 recruit in the country. And I took the picture because I was right there. I took the picture and I wrote the story. He was like, man, this is one of the best stories I read from somebody that's never been a writer before. And they brought me in that very next week. So, like I said, man, it's different. Like, it's really different. I know I'm not here because I went to Duke, shit like that. Like, I have these well-to-do parents. I'm here because I bust my ass every single day. Every single day. I don't take no fucking days off. Sunday ain't nothing but another day to me. Just like it is to you.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's the difference between us and
this is the only day I have the most time to talk for an hour. You know what I'm saying?
But would you want it, like at this point, would you want it any kind of way?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I mean, if I ain't doing something with my son, spending time with my son,
Right.
which I try to make time every day.
Right.
But yeah, this
Right.
will be the best day. So how when you started your company, I-64, how does that work? Is there a pay? How do you get paid, or if do you get paid, or how does that work?
Nah, man, I don't got no backers, nothing like that. I just, when I have events, if I don't make no money from an event, I don't make any money. Mm-hmm. But I do. I'm also a teacher, so I don't just, just depend on money from there. I teach as well. I have a private tutoring business that I tutor kids in math, K-8 kids, math. So I make money other ways. You need to tutor some of these kids so they can qualify for their D1 school. Right. I can't do no high school. I can't do it, bro. I work on the elementary school level. I love it to death. Work out in Portsmouth. So I had an opportunity to actually, I don't know if you cover Raekwon Wade from Norcom. He's tall. He's about 6'5" now. He's one of my former students. Yeah. I've had a couple of those kids. Some of my former, I think Farrell's one of my former students. Farrell Lassiter, one of my former students. But yeah, it's just opportunity. I make, I think the thing I enjoy the most is just being able to do what I want with my company. As far as the content I put out. If I do make money, I do, cool, but I'm not pressured into making money. I don't have to sell advertising packages. Like I did with Recruit 757, you're getting pushed to sell advertising packages. It's more of a, keep that genuine. Like you said, you can stay in your lane, pick your lane, you can stay in it. Yeah. I-64 sports. So, no, it's not, definitely, I ain't gonna say, I don't want to be richer, I don't want to be successful, but I mean, if I don't have if the event doesn't do good, I don't get paid from it. I don't have any backers. I don't have any sponsors. I'm not underneath Prep Hoops, Rivals Network. I'm not blessed enough to have that. But again, I wouldn't want to. I love being independent. Love being able to do that. So yeah. I mean, I have interns, and I pay them out of my pocket. I don't, because again, I don't have backing. But if I can't afford it, and then they work hard enough, I'm going to, do what I can for them and look out for them. So how does it, so what was your first event this year, Hampton? My first event this year, oh my God, under I-64 Sports, Legacy Bowl. It was a Legacy Bowl. It was a Legacy Bowl. That was a football event. That was 2 middle school games and a high school senior game. That was December 29th. So the Winter Hoops Classic, that's your thing. That's my thing. Yep. Because everywhere you went, you're in charge of that. So Recruit 757 couldn't do Winter Hoops. They can't. That's my event. I started the first one 2016. I started at Norview. The reason why I was at Norview because of my parents. My parents graduated from Norview. So every school has been at, that's why it hasn't left Norfolk yet. Norview's my parents graduated, Lake Charles where I graduated, Granby is where I went to school. So it's always been in the Norfolk school until next year. But I mean, are you gonna get schools from the 7-5 to go there? Yes, I already talked to a couple schools. I can't really put it out because I don't know if they're gonna actually do it. But I've talked to a few that said they would, and I also talked to some schools from Maryland, Riverdale Baptist will be there. So. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough doing stuff like this because you're balancing so much, So it's I'm reaching out to schools already. Those coaches might leave those schools and go to another school, so then you might got to replace those teams. And some schools they don't want to play competitive teams. Some schools want to get guaranteed wins. So I've had situations to where they don't count. Where they actually do count. So they do count. It depends on it depends. But a lot of the times they do count. Okay. So let's say because Smithfield, they would have beat Maury, they would have gave them more of a power. Oh yeah. But I was thinking about because I was talking to Mike, and when Mike beat Cape Henry, it was it was a great win, but it didn't count. But that was because it was private school. It was private school, but there's 2 public schools. It would count. But but you have some coaches they don't want to take a chance of losing because you got to think that January 26th, that last weekend in January is getting close to playoff time. We're in playoff time now, so that may hurt Smithfield losing to Maury. Some of those games actually hurt. So that's another thing you kind of got to think of is. Some of those teams are scrambling for wins at that point of the season. Yeah. So, not going to say who, but I had a couple of coaches, I want to get in it, but I can't play those teams. Like this year, I had 6 teams that were in the top 10. I had 6 teams.
I heard all the good games was good.
They were good.
I was supposed to go, but then something happened with my schedule with my girl and my son. So
yeah, they were good. They were good games. We had last minute switch up. We had to switch up the matchup last minute because I did have girls team pull out. I won't say the name. I just said I had a girls team pull out. But like again, that's the stuff you're facing as an event operator. It may be the week of the event, and 2 days before the event, Coach, I don't want to do it. And then you can't sue them. You can't. I mean, even if you do, you still have to have the event in 2 days.
I know.
So you still got to do something. So it's kind of like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like the video game lounge out here on Princess Anne Road.
Yeah, what is that? You talk about it. You dream about that a lot.
Yeah, man. So the Blue Magic Gaming Lounge is dope. It's dope. It has about we have 10 gaming TVs in there. One half is the PlayStation side, and the other half is the Xbox side. And we have 2 75-inch TVs for like regular TV viewing. It's dope, man. It's kind of like a smaller Dave & Buster's. It's cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. Like I said, it's right by Bishop Sullivan. Right by Bishop Sullivan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's cool. It ain't bad. If you're a gamer, like you would definitely love that joint. Definitely. It's ran by professional gamers. Nah. But like it's like yeah.
Do they be like showing like the sporting events and
stuff
too?
Yeah. We have like we had we showed the Pacquiao Adrian Broner fight. We had a fight party up there. And we're gonna do some more stuff. We're gonna do some more stuff too. I have the All-Star Weekend this year, so we're gonna have a team party there before the event this year. The event that we did well, of course it's not on the jar cam this year, but yeah. Like I said, man, it's just business is funny. I always say that business is funny. The one thing I learned about business, there's no permanent friends or enemies. Because I've seen people that's I swear, man, they hate each other, and then they Twitter, this my guy, so you hate him, but then it's my guy, So I try not to take nothing personal, man.
Yeah, you can't. I don't know. I've been just learning as I go as much as possible, and just cause I know where I want my overall goal to be, but I feel like I got a lot of steps to get there. That's why I start selling socks. I mean, why not? I mean, all the kids wear socks, they wear accessories. Why not put my brand up there while I'm making a video for them?
There you go. That's smart.
You know what I'm saying? They just all go together.
Right.
But I don't know. I like what you did with the outside game. I thought that was tough with the young kids.
Yeah, summertime shootout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. We had some ranked kids in there coming down playing in the middle of Park Place, City Park. That's crazy. Anybody ever been this? That was crazy. Yeah, man. We had crackheads and stuff all around the field, but
just watching and stuff.
Bro, for them 2 hours, they ain't cuss, they ain't mess with the kids, nothing, man. It was yo, this is dope. That was dope. So yeah, we had Ant Brown plays Team Takeover. You've seen him before. Yeah, man. And we're gonna do it again. We'll do it again this year. That was actually for my birthday. That's for my birthday. Yeah.
That was tough. I like. Who do you think is the nicest kids in there? Because we haven't talked about any kids or any players. Or...
All right, where you want to start? What class you want to start?
The senior class right now.
All right. If I had to pick a player of the year right now, seniors, I gotta go AJ, Ashton James. I think AJ's I taught this mom before the year, so I told her certain things that he probably should have to do to, you know what I'm saying, really get that respect he deserves, and he's done it. AJ's turned it up this year, so if I had to pick, I'll say AJ. And it's not going off any offers or what school you already signed with, just straight who's played the best this year. I say Ashton James. Plus,
freshman. Let's say freshman.
Freshman. I think any freshman talk has to start Jaden Epps, Kanye, and Donald Jr. I think those are the 3 that you have to start with. If I had to name one, I'm going to pick Jaden. I think Jaden is and that's he's skilled.
He's smart.
He's very skilled. He's very smart.
I know he was at that Maury, the first one.
Yeah. And he did that same play 2 times in a row. But the difference was that on the first one, I don't know if you remember, and I think I got this from watching your video. He airballed it. Kirby airballed the first one, and then the second one he knocked down, but it was the same exact play, driving dish.
But my thing was like, they were down how much? Like
26.
26 after what's the name dunked the ball. Clarence dunked the ball.
6 minutes left. Down
6
20.
minutes left. Jaden went to the free throw line. How many times in the fourth quarter after that? He stopped it. He just kept stopping the clock, and that's what I thought was smart of him, because he didn't take. He hit 1 3. He shot 1 3, but he kept going to the hole, stopping the clock, and just kept knocking them down. And slowly just kept. And that's what I thought. Like, bro, this dude was smart. He knew to play basketball.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Lake Tyler getting back Kyrie Smollett, I think that was an underrated move that's going to pay off. Lake Tyler may be the scariest. That may be the scariest 9th seed ever when we talk about especially with his new format.
I hate the new format,
but you look what they were able to add, and they got Davion Gibson, but at Granby last year. They added those 2 pieces late in the season before any team got film on them. They only played 3 games together. That's gonna affect a lot. I think they play Grafton. They play Grafton the top seed. They're gonna beat Grafton. They're gonna beat Grafton. And then from there, that's gonna mess up the whole Class 4. They might win again. They may win.
They gonna win again, but they gonna go deep. They might.
Because who's gonna beat them?
I don't know. Because I've been recording back behind the scene footage on Churchland. I'm gonna say Churchland might.
Oh yeah, well, you know what? Because Churchland actually ranked higher than them. Churchland's like 4th seed. Kings 4. I forgot about Kings 4 too. You're right, Kings 4. But really, I don't see those teams beating them. I don't see that. I mean, you talk about Zyrell, who's a junior that, we talk about the junior class. Nice. I had Zyrell when he was in 8th grade. Zyrell's always been that good.
And his younger brother's nice too.
His younger brother's good, man. Zyrell has talent. So, I don't know. Someone. Oh, Jaden Freeman. Nasmith Suffolk. I forgot about him. He can play. Jaden Freeman. He's a kid.
What grade he's in?
Sophomore.
Okay.
Jay Cooper's pretty decent. I wouldn't say he's at that Jaden Epps, Kanye. I don't think he's that type of guard. I think he can grow into being I think he's a good leader. I don't think he's a next level type of guard. When you talk about a high major, I think Jake's gonna fall into the same category and maybe a little under him as Chase Coleman. I think that's eventually where he's gonna fall into. Like, people's gonna be like, well, why is he not getting looks? Well, he's a small guard. What does he really do exceptional? That's the thing with Chase. What does Chase do exceptional?
I felt like he was better earlier in his career than he is now. But I feel like Brian kind of took that role, or took the team over. But I feel like Maury should win the state championship. And I feel like if they don't, it's because they playing selfish. And I feel like in the beginning of the season they did, and toward the end they find like a beatable team.
Whenever they lose, they play selfish.
But
sometimes it's certain things is too much talent on the team too. Sometimes it's too much. 4 of the best
players in the area,
and that's hurt. And then especially when you really probably should be going through Clarence. The offense probably should be going through Clarence. Clarence is the versatile player. He's the one that can give you problems night in, night out.
Along with Matt Mencia. I think he can do both. He can handle the rock. He'll dunk on you. He defends. He's a taller player. But yeah, I like them two in Clarence. And then no one, and I haven't seen no one could stay in front of Brian. But I just think that when he gets to the hole, he makes bad decisions. But ain't nobody can stay in front.
So who 6A? You got coming out of 6A?
6A. I like Smith, of course. I feel like 6A is the hardest one because they got Smith lost to Cox last year. Cox didn't really have nobody, but they still got the same people that's coming in this year. Western Branch is always a good team. You never know what they're gonna do. It's tough, man. I'm gonna, and then Lansdowne, Lansdowne, Granby. Oh Lord, They got Lansdowne and Granby. See, that's what's hard. And I feel like Granby, they win all these games, but they're a short team. They're not tall. They don't really got no crazy bench.
This is what I'm going to say. I would love for you to say Lansdowne. That's my pick.
But
Lansdowne,
I think Lansdowne is going to be tough because I feel like they've been playing longer. Then they just added freshmen that's good. They just added today, and I feel like they got the most complete team.
Right, bingo.
They got they supposedly superstar Mike, but I feel like a lot of them don't care about how much they score. They just want to win.
How much of that is coaching? The culture that the coach has created.
I feel like it's definitely the coach, but I feel like because even when Mike left last year, they were still winning. They still went far, and I feel like if they would have had Mike, they would have went even further.
Bingo.
They went to the state tournament last year. And they ain't have Mike.
Right. So, I mean, that's the thing. I think the difference is 6A, and I respect all of these guys as coaches, but I think Coach Rob is the best coach in that bracket. I think Coach Rob is the best coach in that bracket. And it's like over time it showed. Even when I first started, he had a team with R.J. Nicholson. I think that was 2014. That group shouldn't have been in the state tournament. They made it to the state championship. Coach Rob, he can win in multiple ways. He can speed it up. He can slow it down. He can win with no superstar, like you said last year. When he had was that Eric Marks group? What was that last year, 2 years ago? That group, Eric Marks, no superstar. Yeah. Everybody know their role. They all play defense. Even you look at DJ Dotto Hand Jr. on another team, he probably be taking 20 shots a game. Yeah. That's what he was doing in middle school. That's what. But no, Coach Rob slowed him down. I'm going to show you how to be a point guard. And you know what? This year is not your year. It's Mike's year. You know what I'm saying? But
it's going to be.
It's going to be your year. So, like me personally, like I said, I would pick Lansdowne. I love Kellum, but that's a bad matchup.
No, Kellum just know how to slow the game down.
Right,
that's it. They just make you play their speed, but I don't feel like they got enough weapons.
No, because Lansdowne's going to take away Josh. They're not going to let Josh beat them. The first game, they did the same exact thing. They killed Kellum. It's just a bad matchup. I think Smith, that four matchup, they might end up having to play Graham. They're gonna have to play Graham or Cox again. What's gonna happen this year? But Smith is a different team than they were. Smith is like loaded. It just personally
they shoot the ball so well right now.
Right, and they got so many guards. They got so many good quality guards. We didn't even talk about Keenan Giles, the freshman at Oscar Smith. That's another freshman. And I coached him. Yeah. So that's another freshman we didn't even talk about.
I like him. He's tough. Yeah. And he's like every time he comes in the game, he like hits a whole bunch of shots and just changes the status of the game.
Yep. He's a good kid. He's a great kid too. But yeah, 6A. I think this year's 6A tournament may be the toughest bracket I've seen. I think maybe a couple of years ago when 5A, when Bethel, Hampton, Green Run, I think Norview made it. That was a tough bracket too.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by.